Twin flame energy, twin flame energy, twin flame energy.
Hello and welcome to Twin Flame Energy Podcast. I am Dominique.
And I am AJ Kemp. This is the part 3 of 3 of the year 1 reset, so let's get it in. People, we had an argument yesterday, and we might have another argument tonight.
About an hour.
No, don't say that. But see, that's one thing about Twin Flames is that you win a lot, you lose a lot. You win a lot, you lose a lot. You love each other so much, then you hate each other so much.
Oh yeah, use the word hate.
Well, I'm not literally saying hate like, oh, we just hate each other. I'm just...
Well, don't use the word. Words have power.
I'm just referring to...
Every word creates.
I'm just saying in general, you know, twin flame energy, how it works. And me literally paying attention to where you are emotionally, you know, at all times is a focus for me.
It's a definition.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Is that I'm aware of certain things like that, but not all the time am I gonna catch it. So I need you to slap me sometimes and be like, look, fool,
Ow.
wake up.
Listen.
We gotta get this done.
You're
right now.
overcomplicating the situation.
But I'm a complicated individual.
This is how you clear it out, though. Literally. It always goes back to just actually listen to the words that come out of my mouth.
I know, but sometimes I'll be like, oh, she playing. Oh, she kidding.
So don't think that anything I say is a kid or a play.
But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes in that space, you're like, boom, 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 boom.
I'm not in that space.
Then,
you know what I'm in that space, and it's never over there.
Oh, yeah, over it.
So after, listen. Our anniversary is tomorrow.
Listen.
The anniversary of the day we met is on Thursday.
Listen.
That'll be 12 years. So after 12 years, I think you should know how I operate over there.
12 years.
You should know how I operate over there.
12 years.
And after 12 years, we still have the same little bitty arguments. That's the thing. We have arguments that get explosive about fucking nothing.
That's twin flame.
And that's
energy.
what the joke is. Nobody's fighting over
flame.
people cheating. Nobody's fighting over you hit me. Nobody's fighting over nothing. We're fighting over, I told you to push track 2. No. I said track 2. No. Didn't let you listen to me.
But listen,
what? You never said anything.
Listen,
I said track 2 times. That's how we argue. And then it's like, you know what?
We're look. And at the end of the day, when you reflect on an argument like that, no, when you go back and you reflect, you're like,
I'm dying, man.
You're like, you know what? That was just.
Listen, you had track 1. I told you I love track 1.
I know.
Okay, you decide.
Oh, now you want to go into the argument?
You decide that there's something in track 1 that you don't like,
This
so
is
you
her
go
side
and
of the
you
story,
make
people.
track 1 the second version. You play me the second version.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I hear it. I don't like that, and that.
Yes.
Delete. I want the first one you gave me that I loved.
Okay.
So then we sit down and start really brainstorming.
Yeah.
And for me to give you my ideas track wise of tweaks here and there or whatever.
Right.
You bring up your version. And then try to tell me that your version is the same. You just did this and this. I'm like, no, boy. I asked you to pick up track 1. Now, I asked nicely the first time. I was like, hey, can we just do da-da-da? You were like, well, da-da-da-da. And I said, no, but I really want to hear the first version, da-da-da-da. And you just said, no, I really... So then I just kind of let it go so I could see how things flow. And the next thing you know, those ideas that are very rare for me to have got lost. And so then in that moment, I'm like, damn it. Like I had something I really needed to convey, but you couldn't even give me the room or the platform to convey it to you, and now it's gone.
And I acknowledge.
And why something like that would
And I
matter to
you losing that.
the normal person.
Right.
You're talking about something that, that's like an artist, somebody bringing in the wrong paints and they can't paint. You know, they're like, that's red. What are you talking about? But it's not the red I need to, and actually for my vision to show correctly. That's a big deal for an artist.
But this is the thing, though. And I acknowledge, like I said, I acknowledge the feeling of you losing that, and I completely, you know what I mean, understand that, and wasn't aware that you were feeling that way at that moment. You know what I mean? Because when you were like, when you asked me, and then you said, I said, blah, 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 blah. That blah, 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 blah is what you didn't hear.
No,
Which was?
I'll tell you, because I can tell you what you said.
No, but it's my turn now.
All right,
My turn, my side.
All right, now.
My side of the story is, yes, we had a track, and I did some changes to track 2, and I just altered a sound, and I muted a sound that she liked. But what I did was I did a lot of other things, engineering wise, mix wise, to everything else that was the original track. So nothing had changed in the track completely. Only thing that changed was I muted a sound and I brought in a sound, and all I was gonna do was just delete that new sound and unmute the sound that she loved. That was it. The track would still be exactly the same. I was trying to explain that to her, but it didn't go so well. So before we could even get to that, the feeling was gone. She was mad, upset, and
I was done doing music.
That's just what it was. That's just what it was.
To conclude this argument, though.
But the thing is, though, the entire time, man, I made this homemade vegan pizza. It was so good. I was in the oven. Man, it was good, wasn't it?
Phenomenal.
It
I was
was
mad.
very
I was
good.
like, you gave it to the kids this morning. I'm like, say what?
They gonna have a good lunch.
Yes,
But
they
no, so I was grooving. The pizza was in the oven. I'm like, yeah, and then the song was just
What was that?
that was the track
No,
in
it
my
wasn't.
head. So I'm just in that zone, and I just wasn't really paying attention to her feeling at the time, and I completely acknowledge it, but she does kind of blow up to the extremity of, killing me a couple times.
Will
here
you
and
stop
there.
saying that kind of stuff? Listen, let's conclude this because we've already moved on for the argument. The point of the argument, or I guess the conclusion of the argument, was when I said this to you. First of all, I will never get to a point where I go over there and I'm not about the seriousness of what it is, because it means that much to me. It's nothing about going over there in general is a joke for me.
I couldn't imagine you working with
Second of all,
any other producer.
I wouldn't.
Like, because I mean, to be
Hear me
able
out,
to
hear me
deal
out.
with you.
Really?
No. You're such a perfectionist in your craft, which is amazing. But no one, you have to literally understand your process. Because if you don't understand your process, and I think I'm the only person in the planet who does.
Currently, yes.
Because, man, your process is your process.
We've only got 5 minutes here, okay? So I'm going to conclude that, and I'm going to ask the final question, okay?
Yeah. You said you had something else.
Yeah, it's just one more question. But to conclude that, the point I made to you was that in all that we know about energy, about frequency, about vibration, and everything that we have learned about these things, I concluded to you that the way listening to the second version that you created made me feel vibrationally,
It just wasn't
frequency wise, was totally different. So everything that went through my brain, all of the feelings, everything, they didn't come when I listened to the second version. So that's why I needed the original version, because it was about frequency at that point for me.
Right.
The frequency I can feel coming through the music was not the same. So that's why it became such a bigger thing. But that was yesterday. It's over. We got 4 minutes before he shows up. Unless your phone is ringing now. God damn it. Dropbox. Always taking $13.98 out the account.
But Dropbox is our
Hey,
money.
no.
It's our money.
Last question.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because we did what I was going to do after that. We just did. But last question is about anger.
Yeah.
And identifying, because at the end of the day, anger is really just a mask for what's really going on the inside. So like I know for me, just to start this off, for me, I know my anger comes from two things. Fear, and once again, like I said 100 times, not feeling heard. Those are the two things that my anger, that trips me in a situation where I'm being pissed off. Because if we're talking about money, this is about, something is threatening my security. And so now I'm ready to hurt someone or something.
Angry,
Yes. Yeah. Versus when we argue, it's about the fact that I'm like, if he was hearing me, he would understand where I'm coming from.
Right.
So that's what I have identified that my anger comes from. So you got 3 minutes to tell me.
I got more than that.
Well, whatever hit ding dong. So where do you think is the root of your anger when you are angry?
The root of my anger, and I try not to take myself in that place, because that's a very, very sensitive area for me. I've had some serious things and stuff in the past, like I get angry and things like that, and I haven't been that person in years anymore, so I don't go to anger like I used to. But something that would upset me, I would say, I would go there, because I just try not to allow myself to go into that anger place anymore, is when it's my passion. And when passion ignites, it either ignites in a good way, or when you're not allowed to exude what you're passionate in. And I'm passionately, in love with you, and I passionately love my family. So when I feel like something is hurting you guys, hurting you, or something's not right in some area, form, or fashion, then it doesn't really matter. I'm going to do what it takes to make sure that you guys get what you need in terms of any of that. So I might not have to go crazy and get loud and start yelling at everybody. I'm going to just grab you by the throat and strangle you.
Me?
No, not you. Duh. Whoever's trying to hurt you. Whoever's trying to hurt the kids. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if the kids are doing something stupid and they ain't taking care of themselves, I'm going to grab them, shake them, get yourself together, because you're not doing something that is bettering you. It's not bettering you. It is hurting you. It's hindering you. You know what I mean? So what I'm passionate about is that. So that's one thing. The second thing is what upsets me a lot most of the time is you really understanding like
where you're coming from.
Me, just me.
Yeah. In
general, it took a long time to start really finding me. That's no secret there in terms of emotionally. But just understanding like how I operate in terms of what I'm getting, what I'm, you know what I mean? Like you're not listening to me, you're not hearing me. And it's like, I know I hear you, but I just understand that same thing just differently. Like I understand that to be like, it's okay to do this. And you're like, that's not okay. But I'm like, but I feel like it is okay. And I just didn't know that you didn't know that it wasn't okay. You know what I mean? But it's like, it doesn't really matter if I think you think it's okay or if you think I think it's okay. It's just the fact that I need to know that it bothers you. So in terms of that, the issue is that you don't communicate to me how I need to understand that you are hurting. Because if I know that it's hurting you, that I'm doing something that's hurting you, I will stop it instantly. Why? Because that's what I'm passionate in. You know what I mean? If I'm doing something and you're like, man, I wish you would stop that. Man, I wish you would stop that. In your head, man, I wish you would stop that. And I'm still just doing, I'm like, hey, you got to, grab the closest thing to you and throw it at my head.
Okay.
Because that's the only way I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna notice it. I'm gonna acknowledge it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then at that point, I'm like, oh, my bad. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm oblivious to things. I'm just saying that in terms of certain things, I just want you to communicate to me better for me to understand how you're feeling. And I think I hope I said that right.
No, it makes perfect sense.
I mean, because, that could be loaded, in terms of a lot of things, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we're done for today. You're 2 minutes over and you're not properly dressed.
2 minutes over?
It's 11:02 and you're not properly dressed. Is he showing up or what?
I'm gonna have a client and I'm gonna have my drawers on.
Whatever works for you.
No, I'm
Charge him an extra 100.
Stop. He come in and be like, like, what's going on up here? Join the party. Have a session.
It's not okay.
Thank you for listening to our Audible blog. We hope you enjoyed it.
Let us know your thoughts. Leave us a review on whatever platform you're currently listening to us on. And of course, remember to ignite your energy.